what's cool is all of us are focused on something positive, helping each other while people are basically going through different phases of quarantine globally. How are you feeling basically putting this together, Marion?
I feel grateful. I mean, I just forgot how smart and inspiring the group of friends that I have collected since I started podcasting and since we started inviting other podcasters into the circle has been, and why I just love listening to them. And I think expanding beyond the fitness space and being part of the Podfest Global Expo has been a really great opportunity. So I thank you, Chris, for setting this up.
One of the phrases that I like to use, and probably this will come as no surprise to any individual that's ever been in therapy, is I like to use the phrase, so what I'm hearing you say is, and what that allows is for the guest to feel really heard, to feel like you're there with them, not just that you're worried about your next question. And when the guest trusts you because they know that you're listening, they're more willing to go there with you. And so what that can do then is not only it helps build trust and rapport with your guest, but it also then allows them to go that one step further, right?
I realized that there was a part of me that was dreading doing a podcast on my own. If I can be really honest, I thought, well, I could probably do 10 and then I'd probably be boring and I don't know. And this is like 25 years into it. So the other point that I want to share with you is this idea of really trusting yourself, which is hard to do. So I will do an interview last week or next week. And before the interview, I will always think, okay, I've done my homework, which is obviously really important. And I hope it goes okay. And then when they leave, I always think, oh, I hope that we had a good show. And that then I remember also all the things that I should have asked. So you're always going to feel that way. And I want to remind you that whatever conversation needed to be had at that moment on that day was the one that you were supposed to have.
It's going to come out pretty clearly if you care about what you do. Early on in the process of me doing this show, I would have people say, you know, we really like what you're doing because you actually care about this sport. You're not just reporting on it. And I thought, well, how is there any other way to do it? I mean, to me, that was like, why would I be here? Like, I guess to try to make a buck, which there wasn't much bucks to be grabbed, but to me, it just made sense to do that.
My attention to fitness has to be delivered to the people that I'm talking to in a manner that resembles my life and the thing that I'm learning about, because I want them to go on the journey with me. I want them to feel like they're in the room every single time we turn on the microphones and I talk about the struggles that I, as even a fitness professional, have turning the music on and finding 45 minutes in my day to work out. I don't know. I never thought that there would be a day that fitness would be hard, but I get it now. And that is the most authentic conversation. That's where all of my attention is when I think about fitness. And the next piece, you could call me as woo-woo as you would like, but every time you turn the microphone on, I want you to think about how much you love somebody that is willing to take time out of their day and listen to you on their commute to work.
So if you're in an interview or you're in any type of scenario where you're like, oh shit, you know, this is game time and you're uncomfortable because it's going to be uncomfortable, then you come back to that tactical breathing. You just kind of like pause for a moment, reconnect with the breath and with your nostrils, with your nose, mouth closed, and your mind soft, and think about your mind like gripping, and then inhale, just releasing. No need to think, no need to do it. Just notice what happens. And then with your eyes, instead of looking, release and go soft, peripheral vision. So this is profound because when you release the grip of your thinking mind, and then you soften your gaze and you breathe deeply through your nose, and suddenly what happens is your mind, your consciousness expands out into what we call context. And guess what? Right then and there, all that fear and anxiety goes away. And then while you're in this interview, you try to maintain that kind of relaxed awareness so that you're accessing kind of right and left brain synchronicity, right? So you have the pattern recognition and the spontaneity to respond in a way that's not going to be as controlled or fear-based, or like, I have to remember what I studied, or, you know, this and that.